This is Miss M. Welcome. Today is Wednesday, February the 10th. I want to take a second to apologize to your parents for the technical difficulties that we had here today on campus. We didn't expect for what happened with Canvas to happen, but I do appreciate you being here and being part of your child's education. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I start with an affirmation every day. I will be teaching for Ms. Bay for a few days, and I would like to start with our affirmations. I'm going to read it first, and then I'm going to ask you to read it with me. It says, I am here to get smarter, be kinder, and make my future even brighter. I will face the day with a champion mindset. Are you ready to read it with me? I am here. Oh, I can't hear you. I am here to get smarter, be kinder, and make my future even brighter. I will face the day with a champion mindset. And we'll talk a little bit more about what that is in a few slides. Then we have our pledges. If you can please stand with me for our Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And now for our Texas pledge. Pledge to the Texas flag. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to the Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible. Thank you. You may be seated. We are going to do a 1-minute check-in, so I'm just going to see how you're feeling today. Today, Miss M is feeling happy and a little bit silly and a little bit confused, but here are my feelings. Now it's your turn to share how you're feeling. You can tell an adult around you, or you can tell maybe a stuffi that you have. Just pick one or two emotions of how you're feeling today. Your options are happy, silly, good, proud, shy, angry, confused, sad, tired, worried, annoyed, or scared. I do feel a little bit sad because you're not here with us on campus, but I'm so glad that you get to see me and that I get to work with you a little bit like this online. So pick your feelings. And we're going to go to the next slide. On this slide, if you are having feelings like anger, sadness, or you don't feel that great today, here are going to be some slides for you to click on. I know this is a video, but I do have the slideshow following that's going to give you the option to click on some books that you can read or listen to, or some videos you can watch. So all of this you can click on and it'll take you to something. Our champion mindset only. So this is what we were talking about. I do this with my groups that I meet. So if you have been with me in my classroom before, you know that we are only champions in there. So we think like a champion, we talk like a champion, and we act like a champion. So what does that mean? Champions are winners, and winners have only positive words that come out of their mouth when something is hard. They don't say, I don't get it. This is too hard. We don't do that in my classroom, and we're not going to do that online. It's okay for us to get frustrated or upset or be confused about something, but we're not going to have a negative attitude about it. We can say things like, this is really confusing for me, but let me try again. Or this is really hard, but I think I might get it if I keep practicing. And I know that it's hard whenever you have your parents and you're trying to do something together, and we might get frustrated, but we have to think like a champion, talk like a champion, and act like a champion, because I believe in you, and I think you should believe in yourself. I think we feel really proud of ourselves when we do something that we thought was hard and we succeed. So let's keep trying, and if you do need something, you can always reach out to Miss M. For your shared reading, I have the story that you guys read yesterday. In shared reading, parents, normally we read the same story every day for the whole week, and we do something a little bit different with it. So I am unfamiliar with the story. I did get to watch it a little bit. So please watch that with your students. Again, this is just a video. I'm going to go through everything that your students are going to do today. I'm going to tell you what is expected to be turned in. And because we had technical difficulties today, that will be just one assignment. So you'll have your shared reading. You have your shared poem for Valentine's, which I'll read for you right now. I gave 100 Valentines. 100, did I say? I gave 1,000 Valentines, one cold and wintry day. I didn't put my name on them or any other words, because my Valentines were seeds for February birds. Oh, that is so sweet. The person gave out seeds to the hungry birds instead of giving out carts that year. So that's really sweet. Our read aloud, I'm so excited for this story. Our read aloud is a story that Miss Holst actually showed to me. And it's called Love Is. I hope you really enjoy it. I do want you to ask yourself questions before we read this book together. Does this book remind you of something in your own life, from a different book, or in the real world? I want you to be thinking about those three questions because we make connections in our brains with what we hear, what we read, and what we know. Okay, so I really want you to pay attention to that. It's a really cute story, and I think you're going to love it. Our assignment that we have to turn in will be for writing. And all you have to do is take a picture of this whenever your students are done with it, and that's what you're going to turn into Canvas. That can count for your attendance for today. What is love to you? Write a list of 6 things that mean love to you. Make sure that you have a capital letter at the beginning of each sentence and a period or exclamation mark if it's exciting at the end. Please submit a picture of your writing into Canvas. This is the only assignment that you do that I have to track that you did. So everything else it's fine. I mean, you can do it, but I don't need evidence. After that, you will read for 15 minutes. I have a timer for you. 15 minutes, and you can read a story. You can read on Epic. If you have books at home, you can read a book from home. But remember that the more that we read, the better we read, and the more we learn. So you can pick your timer. Then I want you to talk about it with an adult from around your house. You can tell them something that you noticed in the book, something that you learned, something you found interesting, or something the story reminded you of. The red words are what I want you to use whenever you're talking about it. For example, if I read The Three Little Pigs, I would say, I noticed that the first pig built his house of straw. Or I can say, I learned that you should build your house with bricks because it's stronger. Don't be lazy and do the hard work. That's what I learned. Or you can use a third one that says, something I found interesting was that the pigs never asked the wolf what he wanted. Or the last one, this text made me think about my sister that's always knocking on my door. Okay, so talk about it with a grown-up and then move on to the next one. For word work and writing, I want you to think about words that end in A or ent. So like a, say, or play, or pay. And there's a lot of words. I had some second graders that I worked with the other day that were really good at this. So come up with a few words also that end in ent. This one's a little more tricky, but you can add w, or or s, and come up with some words that end in ent. I need you to write 3 sentences using words that end in A and 3 sentences using words that end in ent. Remember to use a capital letter when starting each sentence. So again, parents, this is work that your students can do at home. That does not have to be turned in, but it is word work for them. And there is a 15-minute timer if you'd like to use a timer to keep track of how far along you should be. Then we have some social studies. For social studies today, you're going to sing, recite, and identify selected patriotic songs, including America the Beautiful and the Star-Spangled Banner. You can click here to learn and sing along to America the Beautiful. You can also click here to learn and sing along to the Star-Spangled Banner. At the bottom of the page, you can click there to learn the story behind the Star-Spangled Banner. How did you feel about your work today? I do have a few more slides before that. I'm going to move that down to the bottom. But I do want you to think about how you're going to respond to this. How do you feel like you're doing? You're doing great? It's a little hard, or I'm a little frustrated today, and this was hard for me. I want you to think about that, and tomorrow I hope that we have a better day if you weren't a 3. For your math assignment, you're going to be learning about businesses, so that's pretty cool. You're also going to learn a fancy word called I can't even pronounce it. Entrepreneur. Can you say entrepreneur? Entrepreneur. Oh my goodness, that was hard for Miss M, but did she give up? No siree. Can you say no siree? No siree. It's a hard word and things are hard sometimes. Okay. Entrepreneur. You're going to learn what that is and we're going to watch a little video about that. And you're going to try to really think about it because on the next slide, you're going to use some financial literacy, what you learned. You're going to try to play this game on coolmathgames.com. So you have your own lemonade stand. Again, parents, this is something that your students can do, but does not have to be turned in. This is also another game that you guys can play with your students. You're going to lay out a handful of coins on the table and let your student count the coins and write the total amount and see if they can get faster each time. You can also play Money War and just write down on a piece of paper that you can cut a Q, a D, an N, or a P, and you can flip those papers and see who has the biggest value. For science, you can observe the moon and just start keeping track. You can either find this sheet or you can make your own circle and just write the day of the week and write or color in, shade in the moon phase for that day. You can also incorporate some writing. Tonight in the sky I see, and your student can describe what they see. A KWL chart can help you keep track of your questions and things that you learn. A K stands for what do you already know about the moon? So anything that you know about the moon, you write down on the K. Anything that you want to learn about the moon, you write down in the W, something that you wonder. And then the L is for things that you learned. So later on, as we progress through this, you will write what you learned about the moon. Parents, at the end of this slideshow, there's a reading and writing resource for you with some questions that parents commonly ask and some good information about writing. All right, guys, that will be the end of today for Wednesday. I hope you have a great day. I hope tomorrow is better for us. I will make sure that our lessons are up for you early in the morning so that you can get started with your day. I hope you have a great rest of today and stay warm and safe. Thank you, guys.